Now, if you're in Miss Giles' third period class, you probably already know what this video is and need no explanation. But if you're not and you just stumble upon this on YouTube, well, let me tell you, this is a creativity project. And you probably didn't need me to tell you that, being the video's titled Creativity Project, but I still felt it was nice to have. Now, with no further ado, let's get started. Okay, now I don't mean to sound narcissistic or to toot my own horn, but I consider myself to be very creative. The reason I consider myself creative is 1, I'm in graphic design, and that takes a bit of creativity. 2, I do a lot of digital and traditional art. 3, I write a lot online. And 4, I make t-shirts. That wasn't a self-promo, but if you want a shirt, you know, you could always talk to me. But anyway, I just think I'm pretty creative because I have a lot of ideas on things I want to do, things that should be done, just ideas in general. I would consider my artistic medium to be drawing in this video. And secondly, it would also be comedy. Now, I know you may be thinking either two things. Comedy? How is that a creative medium? Or, but you're not funny. Well, I think I'm kind of funny. But comedy takes a lot of work and is very creative. You have to turn basic stories and basic things, exaggerate them just right, make it seem appealing to the audience. If the audience isn't really liking that, you guys change your approach really quick and creatively. And overall, I think I could do a pretty good job at general comedy. This being a video, I can't really adapt to my audience, but I'll try my best to be as funny as I can, and to the one person who's probably hopefully laughing, chuckling, to that one person, bless your soul. Now, moving on to, now, I feel the most inspired when I doodle. Well, more like afterwards. I doodle all the time, and I do with little thought or effort. Sometimes when I am done, I will see something that catches my eye. From there, I may take the doodle and turn it to something bigger, or get ideas from the doodle. Doodling is the easiest way for me to get ideas, have it be for writing, online graphics, or art. Just doodling just helps me get ideas quickly and finalize ideas rather than just jumping into something. 3, there are 2 things that stifle my creativity. Strict rubrics, because they confine you into this one path that you could take, and venturing off that path can result in who knows what. Death? Probably not, just like a bad grade, but you get the exaggeration. The second thing will just have to be unconstructive questions. Like, let me elaborate by giving you a scenario. So, I'll be in my creative overdrive, the ideas are flowing out of my cranium, my right brain's taking control, it's took the wheel, all is good, my crops are flourishing, the world has peace, world hunger is abolished, the aliens came and made peace with us, everything is good. And I'm like, I should show this to someone, because you know, art must be shared. And then that person sometimes decides to ask questions that help no one, literally no one. The questions don't even help their curiosity. Like, they ask questions they know the answer to, or questions that the answer really doesn't matter to, and questions that really don't help someone be creative. Examples of these questions are, but not limited to, isn't that kind of like insert anything here? Let me tell you, most good ideas are taken and creative thinking lies in taking those ideas, adding your own twist, improving them in general. Lion King, that's just Hamlet, well, you know, lions. Power Rangers, just that adaptation of a Japanese series that I won't pronounce. And maybe a mix of Voltron. Shout out to Sven. Isn't that a little childish? Well, I don't always design things for my age group or people my age. Sometimes I'll see something like, man, that's a good idea for a children's character, or this idea will be good for a younger audience. Why? That doesn't make no sense. Neither does Alien Space Rocks as a general idea, but look, Steven Universe is making mad money from it, so I think you get my point. I'm not saying questions are bad, just try to make them constructive in general. 4. Now, there are many people that I find admiration in their creativity and inspiration. I'm gonna limit it down to 2. Number 1 being Satoshi Tajiri. And if I pronounce his name wrong, I am so sorry. And if people know him by off the bat, congrats. For those who don't, he's a Pokemon creator. And Pokemon is a big franchise. Most people could name more than, well, they can name at least one Pokemon. Cough, cough, Pikachu. But there's so many more that are even more creative and just amazingly put together. A lot of Pokemon have great designs. There are the few that are kind of not good. But overall, the series, the game, the manga, all have creative ideas. I actually took inspiration from the Eevee evolutions in Pokemon and made a similar dragon-like species. The second person I find great inspiration in would have to be Torp von Orman, and I also don't know how to pronounce that name. And it's not a surprise most of you don't know him, but he's the creator of The Misadventures of Flapjack. Now that show was different for its time. During that moment, lots of like cartoons, they were still being mostly flatter drawn, not too computer animated, but they all had a brighter theme, brighter colors. Flapjack took a darker color scheme, a little more, took some mature themes, and it stood out as a children's cartoon during the time. And I really thought that was a great creative choice that worked for the show. I took inspiration from this and I began watching similar things, like getting ideas. So I really like the appeal of a childlike exterior with darker undertones. Another series that kind of shares this would have to be Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. But overall, Torp von Orman did a great job in doing this for Cartoon Network. Number 5. There probably could be millions and millions of things people could list or say that schools can do. The 2 very important things I think could just be the stepping stone is just be 1, schools need to make electives more valuable. Teachers and like certain staff members will make it as electives don't mean anything, they're not important, but like they help students become creative, broadens their thinking. Simply just helping them relax will make them more creative. And number 2, schools just simply need to stop making everything formulaic. Not everything has to be one path. Like, understand formats for essays, but not everything you learn has to be that way. It makes people not able to think outside the box and of new solutions. And if you take AP Psych, it makes people kind of have a mental set. Overall, I just think these little things can really help schools enhance students' creativity and even just promote it. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble, and thank you, Ms. God, for assigning this project. I had lots of fun doing it, and I hope you enjoy.